No mechanical noise before 8 am, the notice side. Bold letters. Red underline. A $250 fine already attached. It was 2:02 when I started my snowblower. The storm had dumped nearly a foot overnight, and the single private road that led out of our mountain neighborhood was buried. I worked nights. If I didn't clear my driveway early, I couldn't leave for my shift. Apparently, that wasn't the house problem. Karen Whitlock, her president for 7 straight years, stood at the edge of my driveway in a pristine parka, filming me with her phone while the snowblower roared. Violation recorded, she shouted over the engine. You'll hear from us. By noon, I had 3 emails, on a certified letter, and a voicemail threatening escalating fines if I ever run the snowblower before autumn again. I replied once. Snow removal is necessary for safe access. I'll continue as needed. That's when they escalated. At 2:10 the next morning, the snowblower hadn't even warmed up before the police cruisers rolled in, lights flashing against the snowbanks. Karen stood behind them, arms crossed, smiling. He's violating her noise ordinances, she sighed. We warned him. One of the officers sighed. Sir, can you shut it off for a moment? I did. Snow settled into an eerie quiet. I calmly explained the situation. Early shift. Safety concerns. Road access. Karen interrupted. He doesn't care about the community. He thinks rules don't apply to him. The officer looked uncomfortable. This is a civil matter, ma'am. Karen's smile faded. Then we'll fine him until he complies. They left. I finished clearing my driveway. By that afternoon, the HOA posted a notice on the community board. Early morning snow removal strictly prohibited. Fines will be enforced. That night, the storm intensified. Wind howled. Snow drifted back over the road faster than the county plows could reach us. At 5:30 am, I looked outside. The private road, the only way in or out, was completely blocked. So I stayed inside. At 2:30, my phone rang. Then rang again. How group messages exploded. Does anyone have access to a plow? Cars can't get out. Emergency vehicles won't make it through. At 2:02 am, Karen knocked on my door. I opened it slowly, coffee in hand. We need you to clear the road, she sighed, suddenly polite. Just this once. I shook my head. How rules? No mechanical noise before 8. Her face tightened. Don't be difficult. I'm not, I sighed. I'm compliant. She stormed off. At 8:08 I started the snowblower. I cleared my driveway only. Not the road. By noon, the neighborhood was still trapped. No one could leave. Delivery trucks turned around. A nurse missed her shift. A realtor's open house was cancelled. That's when the house attorney sent me an email demanding I clear the road immediately. I replied with an attachment. The deed. Specifically, the easement class. Only subdivided decades ago, my property retained ownership of the excess road. The HOA didn't own it, they had a revocable easement, conditional on reasonable excess maintenance by mutual agreement. Most people never read that part. I did, when I bought the house. The clause was clear: if excess was interfered with, restricted, or regulated in a way that made maintenance unreasonable, the easement could be suspended with written notice. Their snowblower ban did exactly that. At 12:47 p.m., I sent the notice. Easement temporarily revoked due to interference with maintenance excess. By data, Karen was back, this time with 2 board members and the same police officers from the day before. We have a situation, one officer sighed carefully. Yes, I replied. You're trespassing. Karen exploded. You can't do this. People are stuck. I handed the officer the deed and easement clause, already highlighted. He read silently. His partner leaned in. They exchanged a look. This is valid, the first officer sighed. This is a civil matter. Karen's face went pale. We just need him to plow. I'm happy to, I sighed. Once the HOA rescinds the ban and fines. In writing. Silence. By evening, the temperature dropped. Snow hardened into ice. The HOA emergency meeting was held over video, because no one could leave. At 7:20 p.m., I received the email. The HOA suspends enforcement of the early morning noise restriction for snow removal purposes. All fines issued are rescinded. I replied with only word. Acknowledged. At 7:00 the next morning, well before 8, I cleared the entire road. Smooth. Wide. Passable. By noon, cars rolled out like prisoners released. Karen never looked at me again. 2 weeks later, a new HOA president was elected. First change on the agenda. Snow removal classified as emergency work. The easement revocation was lifted. Permanently clarified. And every winter since, when the first big storm hits and my snowblower starts at dawn, no one complains. They remember what happens when you mistake power for ownership and forget to read the date.